One of these days, Stack. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna share it with all our friends on the
You're
site.
not.
I am.
You're not
I
allowed.
am. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed.
Not allowed. I forbid it.
Oh. Really aren't the best words to say to me.
I know. I know.
Well, guess what? It is midday. It is midweek, and that means one thing and one thing only. It is all things get haunted, and you are right here with Rob, Sara, and Leo. Hey, Leo.
Yeah, he's on my lap, and he's really on my nerves too. But he's here. You know, he was accosted by a ghost earlier. So, see?
Look at his face.
Where's the ghost? Show me where the ghosts are. Show me the ghost. Boogity. Go get him. Go get a ghost.
Oh my gosh. Well, before we get started today, no rants, folks. No rants. This is just all things get haunted. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to everybody on the side. We had a big chat going on.
Big chat.
Big chat. First, we've got the fabulous Stacey Tavish, Professor T in the house. And guess what? He's going to pop on with us for a few minutes today. You guys are going to be able to ask Stacey stuff. So get your questions ready. We love that. Wait, I have to go past all this disgusting conversation that was going on.
With disgusting. We were using acronyms.
Yeah. We have the Hoot is in the house.
The Hooter.
The Hoot. What is wrong with you?
Don't start, please.
We got the Hoot in the We have The Awakening, Danny from The Awakening with Dee Dee and Danny, and that is tapping into your subconscious and intuition, where they go over dream interpretations and tarot cards. It is an amazing show. I hope you guys catch it. Waiting to hear when the next date is for that show.
Yes, and I just want to announce that I'm creating the brother show to that. It's called The Sleepening, and that's where I show everybody how I put myself to sleep. It's going to be interesting. It'll be on Amazon or Netflix. I don't know. Or Streamberry. If you watch Black Mirror, you'll know what I'm talking about. All right, next. Jenny, it doesn't help when you pile on.
I'm sorry. I literally just took a swig of coffee. Cannot see that.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
But you people are weird.
Oh my God. Anyway, derailed within the first 4 minutes. Of course, it wouldn't be us if that wasn't happening. Holy shit, Rob. Okay, let me catch up here. Because we have so many amazing people on this side, and I do want to acknowledge them. Holy shit, there was a big conversation going on here. I'm still scrolling. We have Sandra here. Hi, Sandra. We have Brittany here. Lovely Brittany. We have Pat Sickles. Hey, how are you doing? They just had an event, I think, this weekend. Flamery just had an event this past weekend, and it looked like it was a success. We'd love to see that. We have Kaylee right here. Happy Wednesday to you, beautiful soul. Sorry, my eyes are just leaking now. There is the fantastic Candy Slater. He is working on your order, just so you know.
Yes, I've been yelled at twice now, Candy. Thanks for that order.
Yeah, he's getting there. He does have all the goods up in his apartment now. So there is Jenny Davis. And we have, just FYI, since Candy and Jenny were right there back to back, November 30th, Catch Whispers Within. Yours truly right here. We'll be right there with Jenny and Candy having a little talk about Get Haunted. I love that. There's Big Andy. Big Andy. I'm just going to start calling him Big Daddy Andy.
Big Daddy
Andy. We have that. There's the lovely Courtney Peterson. I am just intrigued, Courtney, by your videos, your YouTube videos of the investigation that you guys are doing of the so sad young girl who was murdered. If you guys don't follow Trinity Paranormal Investigations of Long Island, you need to do that. It's really intriguing, and you will be hooked, and you will want to follow their journey with them on that. So please follow their page. Here we have Dee Dee in the house. Hey, Dee Dee. There's the dream interpretation part of the awakening right there. There is the fabulous Miss Lisa. How are you doing, Lisa? Yes, Jenny, he is being himself. Absolute. Oh, November 26th. Love that. November 26th is the next awakening. Please put that on your calendar. We have Russ Stiver in the house, Warner Paranormal. And also, I hope he's going to go back to his show on Monday nights, Compass of Curiosity. Hey, well, good morning to you. Where is Marty? Where is Marty that it's morning for you, Marty? Let us know.
Yeah, let's see. It's morning.
Yeah. Soon, that's right. Whew,
right,
that one, that got me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we saw.
There's Mr. Mike Cronin, Two Brothers Extreme. They got a lot of cool things going on. If you haven't checked out their page, you need to go do that.
They blowing up? The two
They
brothers.
are blowing. They are. Well, hello. Yeah, he can't talk like that. He got me there. That is for sure. You don't think that's just no, it's literally, it's Rob. He's pretty funny.
I'm funny.
Sometimes he's funnier when he doesn't realize that he's being funny.
This is true.
There is Mr. Adam Van Kuren.
Adam, got your message. Wednesday. Done deal. Done deal, Adam.
And yes, for all of those.
Yes.
For all those that want to know what Rob does to put himself to sleep, it will be a late night hours with Rob. And there is Mr. Steven. Steven, right there from P3. We love them. Let's see. Candy, what order did you do? Well, she did a beanie. She ordered a beanie. I don't know. Maybe Candy's like, don't tell people what I ordered from you. Yeah, I don't want people to know.
Sharing people. Why don't you give out the credit card number too while you're at it, Sarah?
Yeah, no credit card number. No. Hello, Facebook user. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Mr. Dale Quigley. Yep. Let's see. Jay Diz in the house. Hey, Jay Diz, what's up? Sup, folks? Sup, folks? Sup with you?
Sup with you? Sup?
Yeah, sup.
Sup, man.
Oh, it's Kim. Well, hey, Kim. I know. You know what? I don't know why that doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work.
You just got to do it. And then it depends where you join from. So if you join from the main page, you're going to have to do it again. If you join, but then you got to exit and come back.
Yeah.
So
Courtney has a perfect story for you, and Mike Cronin would like her to screenshot it.
How about no? But yes, I want to know it, and no, don't screenshot it.
Yeah.
Bro,
what?
Bro, I was just reading a message.
We still have hoodies. We should.
Hey, just a fucking pile of them in there in the living room. Yeah.
Guess what, Danny? You're going to be doing merch organization
merch
tonight.
Folding and organization happens. I started today.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you. Oh, testing. I don't know. Wow. Yes. So it is Wednesday, and you really threw me off, Rob. My eyes now are watering. They won't stop.
I heard. Do you want me to take over? I can put you backstage. How about this? Why don't we give everybody 5 seconds of American Grim?
I love that.
All right, there you go. Okay, that'll wake you up. That'll snap you out of the fog.
snap you out of it. Yeah, American Grim, check them out. We're gonna hopefully be working with those kids here for 2024. We got big, giant plans for 2024, folks. You are not gonna want to miss that. Hey, Gina, how are you doing? I hope everything is going well in your neck of the woods. Yeah, right. Taking off the headphones. All right, where do we want to start today? It is All Things Get Haunted, but I did put in the description, folks. Do you want to share something? Is there something you guys on the side want us to know? Because this is it. We are the network live and in person right now. So if there is something you guys, a link, a team share, a story share, hey, go check this person out, share. Tell us. Let's talk about it because that's what this is all about.
Even we'll even take jokes. I like hearing jokes.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe B?
Joe B, what's up, people? What's up with you? We love Joe B. Hope your day is going well.
What's up, person?
Yeah, so where do we want to start, Rob? Where would you like to start today?
Well, let's see. We can run through the lovely little slides I created if you want.
Okay, let's
do that.
Should I just start? Want me to just start?
Sure. You can do whatever you want, apparently. So go right ahead.
Well, first, let's say hi to Sam because we love our Sam's Pretty Paranormal. Go check her out. Let's start with this slide.
Yes, as of this morning, 42. That's a 4 and a 2 hoodie sold. All in, I haven't crunched all the numbers yet, but that nets out to about $1,500 that we're going to be able to hand over to Hunts for the Homeless. So tremendous for our first few days of putting these out there. With production costs, we're getting there. If we get there, if we get it up to 100, that'll drop the production cost substantially. So it'll be badass if we can get it there. But 42, once Hoot gets hers in there, maybe 43, 44. I don't know what she's ordering, but yeah, guys, like this is huge. This is really, really huge. Look, if they just did backpacks alone, whip out my calendar here, or calculator, not my calendar. 1,500 divided by equals, that's 42 backpacks created.
Yeah. Actually, Danny, we're saying November 26th is the cutoff, right? We're going to start. Technically, we want to do a ship out. The first ship out starts about December 1st. So we do want to sort of have a little bit of a demarcation when we want to have these first orders out. Because we want to make sure that we can give them a good start to the holidays. And, everybody has a choice. You all have free will. You have your choices of where you want to send some extra love to those less fortunate. Get Haunted is proud to be able to work with Haunts for the Homeless. Look, you can go and you can do your research. They are legit. Jeff and Christina are amazing human souls. And you know what? Jeff knows this very personal. He was at one time homeless himself, and he understands the struggle. This is near and dear to him. And all charities, doesn't matter their size, they all deserve eyes on them. Yes, right? Like just because you're small doesn't mean you don't deserve the love.
Look, we were right there one day when we first kicked off Get Haunted. So I get it, right? And it is hard when there's big dogs out there and people are like, oh, why don't you do this? They would if you know anybody that's good with stickers.
I know.
Let me know.
Jay Diz, I think I know somebody with a cool machine.
So yeah, shit. Anybody that wants to kick in to add to this would be great. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. And COVID came around and fucked a lot of things up for a lot of people. So here we are. And I love it. I love it. I love what we've been able to pull off so far. Just getting the final pieces together where, we met these folks because of Phantasmicon. I was at the Paracon. Dan Rivera is a good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend. I think he's okay with me saying that. If you don't know who Dan is, he's the guy that he's part of Nesper, and he's Annabelle's handler. The guy that moves that doll around, but he puts together Phantasmicon as well. And if it wasn't for them, never would have met Jeff or Haunts for the Homeless. So they're also gonna promote this. They've offered to, ask someone like, would you guys sign a few of these hoodies, right? So we're gonna get a few put to the side where we'll get the Nesper guys to autograph it. Thank you, Jason. We'll get the Nesper guys to autograph it. And hey, Martin, that's who it is. Okay. What's up, brother? Jay, thank you. Seriously. He's got a suicidal tendencies hat on. I love him.
He's throwing me off. This is not how I remember Martin.
Yeah, he looks scarier there. So those guys are going to get on board here really quickly and start promoting as well. So I'm certain we're going to break 100. Once they get the word out, that's on my to-do list for today. So here we go. That's it. We had another slide, by the way.
Yeah, no, we will. I was just bringing you up to talk.
All right. Bro.
Here's the other thing. Like, yes, Haunts for the Homeless starts. This is a start. This is working in very specific states. They do handle Connecticut and Rhode Island. They do work with helping local shelters. They feed the homeless and the outreach backpack program. And, some comments are made like, why wouldn't you do something nationally? You can't help everyone all at once. We are starting, and this is such an amazing starting point to me. We do go to these states for some amazing locations, and some of our friends and family are right there in those states. So why not start there? So for each and every one of you that has joined in on this cause to help us, we appreciate you, and so does Haunts for the Homeless. I think we might have another cool thing coming up. What you might not realize is Jeff is an incredibly talented artist, out of this world artist. So we're working on something really cool here that maybe we can throw in with these signed hoodies for you guys to, maybe have something extra that you might want. I'm telling you, you're going to love his work. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? He is an incredible artist. He does airbrushing. His chalk art is so cool. There's nothing this guy can't do. His murals are beautiful. They are beautiful. And he does the artwork for some of the haunts that they put up, these 3D haunts that they put up. And they do, I believe, 2 a year. And that does raise money for Haunts for the Homeless. So why not? Why not join in and help those in our paranormal community, those that are in the community that live in the states that we go to enjoy some of these haunted locations. Again, it doesn't matter the size of the charity. These are two giant hearts. These two people, Jeff and Christina, have amazing hearts. And I am really honored to be able to work with these two.
Yeah, they're so cool.
They're very, very cool.
Yeah, it's I know it's been awesome to watch this kind of come to life. Mike Castro from Ghosted magazine, by the way, if everybody is
Ghosted
curious.
magazine, get your I was gonna say your episodes, get your issues, sign up, get your issues, get in on it. We have a few that we could still sell for them. If you want the very first issue of Ghosted magazine, Rob, you have some that you could.
I'm on hand. So does Mike. And they're beautifully done, guys. This is not some ragtag bullshit magazine. It's put together, beautiful paper, beautiful binding. Everything about it is just badass magazine. Similar to some of the ones you would see online at when you're checking out at the supermarket.
Oh, kind of like the Life magazines that do the special editions. Like
just
they're the
really freaking good. Yeah. So,
yeah.
yeah, we had some up at Andrew. Andrew wants two. You got it, man. We'll put them on the side for you. And all that money goes straight to Mike. And to back into Ghosted, which I know isn't cheap to do. I've thought about things in the past and shied away from it. So, I think it's something that's much needed in the community to have physical magazines really, really kick ass. That's why I get excited when I go to the shopping center around Halloween time and you get all the cool mags.
Well, listen, it's a great way to network right there in a different and beautiful form, right? A creative way to look at networking, and they are all about the community. We love that. I wanted to make one comment though, Rob, while we're speaking about that. Ghosted magazine. There's always this weird misconception about people making money in the paranormal, and these are small businesses, folks. We don't condemn small businesses on Etsy. We don't condemn locations making money, right? And we don't condemn. These are all small businesses. Get Haunted, Ghosted Magazine. These are small businesses that all feed into each other. We all help each other, and that essentially goes right back to those locations you guys all love and want to help preserve. These are just our ways of going in and helping preserve these locations. So I kind of wanted to put that out there because, it's getting to be that time of the year. Small businesses will sort of start to step up, and I don't know what the maybe perception is of what it is we are, but technically we're a small business.
Oh, we're small business.
It's again, we are very paranormal based. We love helping everybody in the paranormal, and we like to help each other make sure that our small businesses are out there being seen. So yes, support small business. That is what?
Nothing. Go ahead. I'll finish when
you're
finished.
I'm finished.
No, and as long as we don't piss Mike off in the next month or two, I don't know, but we were interviewed. by Mike for Ghosted. We did talk about a lot of things that day, including Haunts for the Homeless. So, Mike, I don't know if you're still watching. Don't even know when we might show up in it. If we show up in it, it's coming. It was a great interview, and Mike's really, really fucking good at what he does.
Oh, if you guys, in the community, if he reaches out and, asks to interview you, I'm just going to say he's amazing to sit with. And hey, Kimberly, he is amazing to sit with, and he's got great questions, and he's easy to talk to. It's a great flow. So very talented. I would love to see this magazine take off for many reasons. And again, it's small businesses supporting small businesses. It's huge. I think that says a lot. So that's all. I just kind of wanted to touch on that because sometimes we get shit sometimes for everybody thinking we're just out there grabbing at money, and all this flows back into the network and everything that you need. He needs our picks.
Yeah, I know. I'll do that after this show, Mike. Sorry. They're coming.
All this funnels back into the network, and the network is here for you, each and every one of you, to find your opportunities right here in the paranormal where your passion is. So let's just not forget that, folks. So yes. So here we go. You have a little bit of time. Get them for Christmas gifts. We do have a few people that have offered, to buy a hoodie and give it right back to Haunts for the Homeless to pass out into possibly the backpack program, however they feel fit. But it's a great hoodie. So one side has the Haunts for the Homeless logo, Souls Helping Souls. The back is the Community is Unity double logo of Paranormally Blonde and Get Haunted. So guys, $48, that's with shipping. That is small all the way to 5X. Gets you this amazing hoodie of a collab of a great charity and Get Haunted network, and also gives right back to Haunts for the Homeless. So I'm proud of that. So go order it. Go to gethaunted.com, go to the Haunted Boutique, and you will find that hoodie right there for you to click on.
Click on it.
Was there any other?
Oh, I had a little that, and you can find Hans for Homeless on Facebook. Sarah did not do the slides today, so she's just clicking away. This is where you find Hans for the Homeless on Facebook, or just click on one of our links. So yeah, that's that. All right, Mike, do it.
Can we we should and get a picture of that. That could be the picture for the magazine. I don't have to be in it. I think that'd be a great picture. You and Rob in a sweatshirt, Mike. I'm good with that.
Okay, it's on. We're doing it.
It's on. We're doing it.
All right, next slide. Since you're my assistant.
Since I'm your lovely assistant today.
Yeah. So again, Sarah didn't know this. A little shout out, a little tease for what's coming in 2020. I don't even know if the people on this even know this, but we're about to have a meeting. Look, next year we really want to represent. Yeah, Mike. That's okay. We really want to implement the things we talk about. So at least on this side, we have plans. I know two brothers already kind of know about some of this, but you're going to see a lot of things happening with us and teams. And it doesn't mean it's just these three and different people and different folks. We're going to put the network's mission really into action at our events as well. So get ready for some really, really cool shit that's going to happen in 2024. But
wait, I want to make this clear. I did know this was coming. I just might not have known the slide was coming.
Know the slide was coming. Yeah. All right, relax. Good God.
Well, I don't want to make it sound like, I'm just allowing you to make decisions here.
Yeah, no, that would never happen. I think everybody has that figured out by now. And look, we're still at 222. We're there. So get ready. Next to King, get your shit ready. Get ready for a meeting. P3S, get ready for a meeting.
Joe's like, wait, what?
Yeah, sorry, Joe. There you go. TBE, 2BE, get ready more, even though you've already kind of committed to all this. I did want to give a cult status update because I believe we were recently called a cult one last time.
We were. Not one. First of all, not one last time. You mean one more time?
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
So we are rapidly approaching full-blown cult status. With mostly in part to we got our first baby handed over to us. You can see here Sarah picking out which oil she was going to initiate baby Bentley with. So yes, and many thanks to Two Brothers Extreme for the donation of the very
Did you just throw up the sign? Did you just do that?
I didn't
Don't do that.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
So yes, we have our first initiate. We're starting them young now.
Yeah. Well, it's good to get them started now because you want to make sure that they know exactly, it should be a no thought process, right? This way.
Yeah. But we don't want any options available for these babies to think outside of just get haunted.
Look at Richie B's he was there, by the way.
Richie B was there. He held the candle, one of the candles, during the ceremony. So yes, this was he's a good kid. He's a good baby. We have his first tattoo appointment set up for 2 months from now.
They're offering him right up. Jenny Davis is saying we can have her daughter.
Yeah. There's an application on the website. I'll send you the hidden link. You guys can.
Indoctrination, initiation, same thing. Yeah, listen. Honestly, that picture was that picture was to start. That was going to be the next rumor starter, I thought, but the cult thing just really it never ends. Look how natural Rob is with that baby. Do you see how natural he is with that baby?
Yeah. Listen,
it is cheaper than college.
I had one. No.
We are, Dale. We are microchipping. So the babies that come in will be microchipped. The adults will not. But because the babies won't, they don't care. They won't know.
No. So yeah, we just figured it's time to just spill it all. So yeah, 90%. We need 2 more babies to reach 100. There's a lot to do. Yes, we did. By the end of that session, the baby was levitating over the table.
You know this live is going to be used against us, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I.
You know this live is going to be. They're going to be like, "Do you see? Do you see?" I couldn't even keep a straight face for that picture. Oh my gosh!
We were
Yes,
well
world
on our.
domination, Dale. World domination right here. Starting with babies, and you know what was crazy? Couldn't believe how easy it was to get that baby.
Oh, they just handed him right over. Yeah,
They handed him
how
right
we
over.
knew we were on track. So yeah, you'll see us on Discovery Channel or Netflix sometime next year.
Mike, you're not supposed to tell people.
He kind of was.
He kind of was.
Yeah, that baby was good. That baby was good.
Father, yes, Father Rob, right there.
We did not autograph that baby's head yet. It's coming. So just wanted to share. Sarah did not know these photos were coming either. So.
This I did not know. I knew about the picture, but I did not know he was sharing today. No,
yeah,
not at all.
Like looking right into the last rights box to find the right, oil to put on his head. So it was really good. It was a great time. So thank you for the babies, Adam, baby Bentley, Adam, Two Brothers Extreme showing up with actual donations. It's really good shit.
And really, no better place than Matt Werner's location, if you think about it. Matt with his tattooed head, and it just seemed like the perfect place to do that. I love that.
It was in front of the banner, in front of the skulls. It was just a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Yeah. Gina is sharing something with you guys, so please go check out Empirical Paranormal. Please check out that Bundy Museum because they are helping. They are right now it's unfortunate, they are on the verge of closing. So this is not good. Let's go help Empirical. If you are on the east side of New York in that area, you might want to go give them a help. I think it's $45, if I'm not mistaken, Gina. To do this particular tour, and all that money goes right back to the Bundy Museum. So let's help get that location safe and sound so they do not have to close the doors. We did, Haley, sort of hold them up.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
That part was fun.
Yeah.
Especially over that fire pit when we were holding them over the fire pit. That part was even more fun. Because there's a little element of danger in there. With if you drop the beat, it was just, but we did good.
Yeah, for the first time, not bad.
Not bad. No sacrificing happened, which was good.
Oh gosh, no, we want them alive. That's how you build the cult numbers. Yeah,
we have to carry out our mission.
No, we weren't holding them over the balcony or anything like that. No. We want these babies safe. They are loved. We need them to help build the numbers of the Get Haunted Army. I mean, it's all what it's all about.
They're the next generation. All right, next. 222 still on the board. This is good.
There we go.
We're doing it right.
We're doing it right, folks. Guess what? Stacy. Hi, Stacy.
Well, he was the next slide, which Sarah skipped over. But
was he?
Yeah.
Stacy, here. Look, guys. It's Ask Stacy stuff.
Same hat. Different shirt.
Stacy, look at you. We haven't talked for a while. Look at Dale's laughing. Don't laugh, Dale. We're coming for your baby next.
Yeah, Dale. And if you don't have one handy, you better get busy.
I love the cloaks. When are you guys going to have that as merch?
Soon.
Yeah,
soon.
Would you buy one, Stacy?
Yes. The moment I get online.
A chain reaction.
Uh-oh.
It's like Leo.
Ooh.
That's an alert bark.
Holy
that dog
shit.
senses danger. Perhaps
the mailman is here.
Oh, he alerted. Got everybody saying
Now we
hi to
know.
Stacy on the side.
We have.
You hear that dog? That dog was going insane. He's like.
But remember I told you Dave Schrader can actually bark like a fucking dog? That is exactly the bark Dave Schrader can do. And it's about like you would not know it was coming from a human being.
Yeah, right. It is the baby showing up at Stacy's house.
Mailman shows up and she's got to do it every time. And of course, he's early. He usually doesn't show up until 4. So, just the luck of the draw.
Guys, stop putting what you're gonna do on lives. Don't say that.
We accept Canadian babies. Just you don't get full credit. You get the current exchange rate. You get like 0.8 to the American baby.
Yeah, everybody's saying hey to you.
Hey there.
So Stacy, if you don't know who Stacy is, Stacy is this freaking magician that kind of showed up in our lives on 2/22 of 2022. I'd spent some time trying to understand and wrap my head around remote viewing, tried a few different courses, found Stacy's on Udemy and or Udemy or however the hell you are supposed to say that. They should probably change the name. And then he just magically showed up on a show one night. And here we are. And we've talked an awful lot. We've done some weird shit in the background. I've hung out with him in New Orleans. And it's been a pleasure. But one of the most well-versed person in the paranormal that I can fucking think of. So here he is, and he's going to have his own little show called Ask Stacy Stuff, and we are gonna fire up the ass pretty soon. We call it. So get ready for a great show with Stacy.
Stacy, we're excited. Like, what are you most excited about?
Well, I mean, I love teaching. It's one of the things that early on I wanted to do, and never actually went to college for that. I went to college for computers instead. But since the late 80s, 87, I'd been steeped in the paranormal. Actually, I joined a Santeria house out of Chicago, and it was intense, to say the least. Before joining, I had no real experience with anything paranormal at all. Spiritism, any of that, other than my own mediumistic experiences, which were few and far between, and they, sparked a curiosity in me. But you delve into the Santeria culture, the Latin American, Cuban voodoo, essentially, is what it is. You basically get a crash course in, that paranormal environment. They like to call themselves Catholic, but there's nothing Catholic in Santeria. They hide their gods, their African gods, which they call orishas, behind Catholic saints, but they still call them by their African names, like Shango, Elegua, Oshun, and then they wrap those up behind Catholic saints, like, Santa Barbara, being associated with Shango. And what they did back in slave times was they learned the Bible, and they saw that the mythos of a lot of the saints coincided or synchronized with the same mythos of their African gods. So they said, well, they're the same thing. And it was allowed them to hide their voodoo and their occult activities inside Christianity and avoided persecution that way. So
I had no inclination. I didn't know at all.
No idea either. So there you go. Class dismissed. Have a nice day.
Well, that's how everything started out. And I've been doing that for, last 30 some years. And, you know, they have initiation rites based off, it's almost like Dungeons and Dragons. You level up to different, you know, experience and add gods essentially to your repertoire of initiations. And, you know, I've been doing that on and off for, like I said, 30 years. So,
and by the way, this is not his only area of expertise.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, it's almost ridiculous what this man knows. So, yeah, you know, it was really cool. Like he gave me a nice little tour of New Orleans when I was down there, whenever that was, a few months ago. You know, we brought him into something we were doing with a bunch of authors, had Stacy speak. They loved it. We made a bunch of friends that day. So yeah, I mean, if you have questions, right, this is your guy right here.
Yeah.
And it's weird where we connect and where we kind of veer off, but we always reconnect at some point in this journey here. And you know, again, reinforces, at least to me, the belief that we are all on a very specific journey, and that this is all tied together in many, many different ways, regardless of how we present it or which methodology we choose.
Yeah, it's I'm a believer of learning as much as you possibly can, because throughout history, you know, we have acquired a lot of knowledge in regards to the paranormal. A lot of it is, I don't know, a walled garden of culture, of what cultures actually have, you know, the Chinese, the Africans, the South Americans, even United States proper, all have their own belief systems that they have formed around the paranormal. Of late, technology has been the newest thing, and I'm trying to incorporate that. And that's where you guys have actually, you know, flourished and have a forte in. Even though I have a lot of experience in computers and technology, I don't use any of that in the paranormal. And it's, for me, it's actually kind of exciting to see how this all plays out, and how what you guys are doing and what you guys are finding out with the modern techniques, because it coincides and affirms a lot of the things that I already know from the ancient stuff. So
that's and I think that's interesting. And I think for 2024, like we've, you know, as we're sort of going back and thinking about 2023 and all the amazing people that we have met and have joined us in our journey, and it's all just been very organic. You know, Stacy, your pop into our path was probably one of the most organic pop-ins ever. So I think it's really important for us to make sure that the network has this access to you and to your knowledge and to your thoughts and theories to add, because if they haven't already checked out your Udemy courses, I'm hoping that asking Stacy stuff sort of spurs that in them to look at what you do offer. And it's exactly what you said. You know, it's wanting to learn more. You know, we sometimes too tunnel vision in paranormal, right? So what's wrong with adding some of these really cool things? And you really give the like kind of starting from the grassroots of it, right? Like you really make sure that we understand where we came from. And that's where I think I personally feel like we missed the mark in the paranormal today, is we don't go too far back. We maybe go as far back as Zach Baggins, you know, or to the paranormal show. Seriously, right? That's where a lot of us got started. We don't go back, and let's even go further than some of the, you know, the Teslas. Like, let's go further. So you take us back far enough to understand, like, where did we really come from? Where did this start? Or where was some of the first teachings of this, to really understand where we are today? Because we're going to repeat history, right? We're going to keep repeating some of these processes, and we should understand why. And I love that you're saying, since that's where your knowledge is, and then you're taking some of the modern techniques and seeing how they do correlate, that they do validate. That should be important. That right there should get people excited to be like, yeah, let's talk about that. Like, let's have that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, spirits themselves, you know, people die every day,
Mhm.
but you don't know how long you stay dead. There's a whole bunch of things, and you're biologically, once you're dead, that's it. But
Right.
from a spiritual, mental, cognitive point of view, do you stay dead? Who knows? Most religions and most belief systems say no. You don't
Mhm.
go to one place and stay there forever. You actually
Right.
recycle. And the African traditions are very much that. In remote viewing, that has been cued a lot of times. People want to know, remote viewers themselves want to know, is this the only shot you get? And
Mhm.
the answer to that also is no. The transformation, according to remote viewers, is different in how things are. I was talking with Ed Dames about this specifically, and he's like, yes, you do come back, but it's not you anymore. It's somebody else. You're not the
Mhm.
same person.
Right.
And I went back and forth with him on that. I was like, well, even throughout life, when you went to boot camp, are you the same person who entered boot camp now that you're out? You're not the same person as you
Mhm.
grow and evolve, regardless whether you're the same person or not. And that's where, remote viewers
Mhm.
will, a lot of times bicker back and forth on what is the transition, what is the next life, that kind of thing.
I
So
love this. This is, you need to, I want to bring Kimberly's name. Kimberly, if you're still on, you need to talk to Stacy and us, because you will, I don't know if Stacy knows this connection or not. If you don't, Stacy, this is this right here, this little connector. She is a piece in our beautiful connection of universe. You're going to want to talk to her, because I think what you just said, about sort of recycling and how we come back and all that, we definitely need to have a little chitty chat. But you have a question, Stacy, right here. She's asking Stacy some stuff right here.
So use salt and sage as a form of cleansing, protection when it comes to the paranormal. What about eggshell powder? Also a tool for protecting. Yes. I mean, eggshell powder is actually an element in the Latin cultures where they call it cascaria, and they pulverize eggshells to a fine chalk, and then they pack it into those little um, ketchup cups that you get in restaurants,
Okay.
and it looks like a round cube ish thing, and they will mark themselves on the forehead and mark areas in order to create a barrier. It is a holy element, essentially. It is the circumference of life, the egg, uh, and they use it for that purpose to encircle, make circles, make squares, uh, cross thresholds. And it's neutral in the fact that you can actually breathe words into it, and it takes on those spells wherever you write it down. So
It can
yeah,
make
Just eggshells. Just eggshells. You just
yeah,
ground
they
it up, grind that
pulverize
up.
they pulverize it, and they make a little paste out of it, and then they pour it into the little cup and let it dry. So it basically is a hunk of chalk, but
Okay.
it's more powdery. Chalk is hard,
yeah.
and you can't really write your forehead with it. This stuff, you put it on you, and it looks like
Hmm.
makeup almost.
It
But
can make
Okay.
you, and it can make you very, very sick. Ask me how I know.
How do you know, Rob?
I think I've told you this. It's a weird. There's a weird story here. I used to carve eggshells with a high-speed rotary tool, basically a dentist drill. So I could carve these really intricate eggs, everything from chicken eggs to I have ostrich eggs here. And when you cut through and grind through these eggshells, it creates that calcium dust, which if you breathe enough of that in, I don't know if I've ever been that sick in my life. I was not wearing a respirator. Now I do, but I don't do that anymore. But it made me incredibly sick. But I had this crazy fascination with being able to carve eggs. Don't know why. So I did.
Was it a immediate, Rob? Like when you were inhaling the eggshell dust, was it an immediate like hit you and you were sick,
It
or
was a few hours later, like I was
Mhm.
laid out for days.
It also applies to people who like to carve skulls, whether it be animal skulls or
Yeah.
human
Mhm.
bone. It has the same effect. The people who work with human remains in crematoriums, they have to wear respirators for the same reason. The dust, the bone dust,
You
is,
know,
yeah,
could be stuff like that, different filigree type of things. It's yeah, so any kind of fine dust, but calcium can really wreck your day, just so you
yeah.
know.
Well,
So
it's
for anybody out there making their own
wait,
dust,
but were you like, was it a vomiting sick, or you're just like,
yeah, like vomiting sick. Like these
oh,
were some.
when you carve them
ew.
out, they flake out in barbs, and you have tiny barbs that are going into your soft tissues inside your chest. It basically is like breathing in barbed wire inside in your lungs, and it doesn't break down. Your body doesn't break down calcium very easily.
Yeah,
So
now it explains all the eggs I've been laying.
There you go. Rob laying eggs right there. Hey, Stacy, I hope that answered your question. And I did not know that eggshell dust or powder was another form of protection. Now we do. See,
mhm.
folks, ask
You can
Stacy
buy
stuff,
it
but we
online. You don't have to crush it yourself. You can have it all pre-made for you. They sell it on eBay and Amazon, and
yeah.
in those little things. I usually get 200 at a time for the stuff that I do. So
Yeah. Adam's asking Stacy some stuff. What age did you know that that you had these gifts, or that you were different? Because I think, Stacy, the reality is this. No way you would ever convince me that you started feeling this shit when you started doing remote viewing. There was a reason why you were attracted to remote viewing as well. So did you have something at a young age that was just like, yeah, I like that
oh yeah,
odd,
to me
weird
it was
stuff?
always a spasm though. I couldn't control anything. I couldn't at will say,
Mhm.
now is the time to talk to the dead, or this is what I want to
Mhm.
find out from the dead. I had no control over that. Even the tools to even know how to ask that. Remote viewing provided that, and it
Mhm.
was, coincidence that
Mhm.
it actually worked out that way. But
Mhm.
since I was 12, I knew
Mhm.
I was weird, and it kind of like kept growing, but I could never control anything. It was always a spasm. We'd be going down the road in a car as a teenager, 14, 15 years old. I was freshman in high school. I was in the car with a lot of older upperclassmen, and
Mhm.
we were talking and stuff. I'm like, oh, I love that song. Turn up the radio, and the radio was off. And then
Oh.
turn it on, and it was the song that I liked. I could hear the stuff ahead of time or while it was
Mhm.
going on, and I didn't know how to control any of that. It was just there. It would happen. And remote
But
viewing actually provided discipline.
yeah, what I can say is Stacy, like Sarah, has freaked me out on several occasions with just knowing stuff.
Mhm.
One of the first and one of the more comical ones was live on a show.
Stacy.
Stacy just saw. I don't know if he remote view. I don't know how he knew it, but he knew something about me.
We're talking about the nipples.
Yes.
Yeah. We're talking. How did you know? Were you just being a smartass, or did you know?
No, I knew. I wasn't even something that I knew. I heard it. I have a specific dead that watch over me, and they volunteered to do so. But one of them is uh, in a while he was alive, he was a biker.
Mhm.
Easy rider, handlebar mustache, crude. Your typical easy rider biker. So he just
Yeah.
blurts stuff out sometimes, and uh, that was one of the things he blurted out, and I was like, oh God, wasn't sure whether I should say it out loud. I'm like, fuck it.
Well, you did.
It didn't seem like it took you that long to ask yourself that question, Stacey. You're like, and
Yeah,
what
he
about that
did.
nipple piercing?
So not only did he know something about it, he knew which
Yeah.
one it was. It was just I'm like,
Yeah.
And that's not just some random shit that just somebody will go after. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I think you look like the type of dude to have your nipple pierced. That kind of shocked me to find that out. So, there's.
I mean, we all, from when we're younger, we're all different. Like I was saying before. I mean, there's things about me that people wouldn't guess either. Rob knows, and Sarah probably knows too.
Let's not start rumors.
Rob knows.
But you wouldn't guess that from me.
Yeah.
We're all different now that we're in our 50s than we were when we were in our teens. So
yeah. Well, God, let's hope so.
This is my 20s. All right.
Sam's asking Stacy, so like when a song is stuck in your head and you get in the car and it starts playing, is that similar to what you're speaking about, or you clearly were hearing it in your head? Like,
I was clearly hearing it. I thought it was playing, and I couldn't. It wasn't loud enough on the radio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like stuck in my head. I thought it was literally hearing it. It's just not loud enough. And that's when my friends in high school started looking at me like freak, you know. And it just happens like that. And it was always a spasm. I couldn't control when or where, no matter how hard I tried. So. Yeah.
And it could be maybe, I kind of like where Adam's going here. If Sam is thinking of this song, do you think, I don't know, or is that one of those things, if you're listening to a radio, I think the unfortunate part is their algorithm for how they play songs. Maybe that's just caught in your head and the chances of it coming up. I don't know.
That's very possible. It's one of these things, once or twice, people are, they brush it off. Even yourself, you're like, oh, you can rationalize it all away.
Yeah.
But when it keeps happening again and again, you just know things that you shouldn't know. That's when you have to start paying attention.
Yeah. I'm sorry I had to put that up because Terry, that was funny as hell. So Kim is asking, so her daughter has some clairvoyant gifts, and she's been going into some trances. And I kind of feel like we were just talking about that, Stacy, when you start to remote view and some of the bilocational things that can happen. So how can her daughter keep herself grounded when this stuff, can you? Because maybe you can't control necessarily when those trances happen, but how can you? Oh, you can. Okay.
You can. It's a matter of not only giving permission, because if you're going into a trance because the spirits are trying to talk through you, they're going to continue to try and hit that button, and that button in the back of your head where your third eye is in the back, to enter into a trance state. They want to take control of the physical instrument, which is the body.
Okay.
You can control that by saying, no, I don't give you permission to do this. Or I do give you permission to do this between this time and this time.
Okay.
In Latin cultures, they go to seances the same way normal people go to church. They have a regular routine in which they provide seances and provide spirits the opportunity to speak, which means any other time it's no go zone.
Okay.
During this time, on this day, on a predictable path, they will only do things in those days. Also, the flower water is crucial. And we've talked about that before. It creates a barrier and breaks the tether that the dead use to actually communicate. They don't enter your body the same way that they show in the movies, where it's like Whoopi Goldberg and all that. They actually connect through that port, like you would connect your cell phone to a wall.
A USB cord.
Yeah. And it breaks that tether and prevents them from doing it. It also wakes you up because your aura itself is just as part of you as your skin. And by cleansing it and taking away a lot of the gook that we accumulate throughout the day or throughout the week, going into Walmart, for instance, that place is filthy spiritually.
Okay, we don't have anything against Walmart. Thank you very much, Walmart, for everything that you do for the world. But it's filthy. It's spiritually filthy. I've never heard that before. Walmart is spiritually filthy.
You just have to look at the clientele. It's a lot of the clientele I mean, they can't even put on real pants most of the time. But
Stacy. Well, I remember we did have that conversation about the tether. So if we have, so you say flower water. Is it similar to Florida water?
yes, it is the same thing. They're just brand name. Florida water, flower water. They're the same thing. They're just different branding. Flower water is what I use. Or,
Okay.
excuse me, Florida water is what I use
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
that's just how I started. And that smell of the Florida water is actually part of the aromatherapy triggering. It
Okay.
immediately, once you use it for a while,
Yeah.
you start to sync up pretty quick.
So if even just if you have it in a mister, can you just sort of mist it on yourself? Do you have a specific way you like that sort of applied?
The ideal way is not to mist, because you're not applying it to your skin. You're applying it to your hands as a
Okay.
sticky
So
agent, where it
okay.
wipe it off and
Got
fling
it.
it off like cobwebs, because that's
Okay.
what it really kind of looks like when your aura is
Mhm.
clogged up. It looks like
Mhm.
cobwebs stuck all over you.
Okay. Interesting. So in the hands, sort of like doing for Reiki
Right.
when we kind of do the okay. Awesome.
Right.
So
And then flick it off and then start over again.
flick it off. I love that. Shake it off. Like that's right. There he goes. He's gonna be a Swiftie right now, everybody. Rob's gonna be a Swiftie.
I'm gonna flick it off, yo.
Yeah, flick it off. Courtney, here's another great question. What do you do with messages or thoughts you get from other sickness or death or anything bad? They're going to happen to say something like, do you discard them? What do you do with some of those messages? You know, like, and it is true. Like I think for some people, right? Like you get these messages, you might not have wanted this gift. You might not want to acknowledge that gift. But when you get something like that, what do you do with those?
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that I really recognized that was a thing was I predicted my grandfather's death.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 3 days beforehand. And I could, the man didn't produce much of an aura to begin with, but when he did, at the end, it was black. I mean,
Okay.
it looked like he was, no matter whether he was standing in direct light or not, it looked like he was standing in a shadow.
Okay.
And he was not in the best of health to begin with. But, I told my grandmother, watch him. I don't think he's got very much time. And 3 days later, he'd, had an embolism and dropped dead. So from that point forward, I started seeing it more and more just out in public. And I wouldn't say anything to those people because what do you say to a perfect stranger walking down the street, But it's one of these things where once you have the confirmation or affirmation that what this is that, you start paying attention to it. And that's really what remote viewing does. It teaches you how to pay attention to the information that's coming.
Yeah. I found what works the best is I just say, don't buy green bananas.
It's a very lovely sentiment that you give to people, Rob, when you say that.
Yeah,
it's very calming and gentle. But it's true though, like in all seriousness, if you were to get a message, especially for somebody, the stranger thing, maybe you acknowledge it to yourself. Yes, I acknowledge this message, but not mine to pass on. But if it's somebody that you know or somebody that you admire and you do have connection to them in some way, does it, I mean, should you? That's to me, that's a tough call. Do you share that information with somebody like that?
Yeah, well, I do now because people know me and know that I'm weird. So they actually take it to heart and actually trust it and actually act on it. Like my wife, for instance, one of the first things that I did with her, it was sort of a bar trick, was the psychometry. I would read people through items that they held and I would tell them things. That's how my wife initially became my wife. But
you held her. You read her.
I had a little crystal ball about the size of a racquetball, and I gave that to her to hold on to, and then I took it back and I read her.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, but
Beautiful.
since then,
Smooth, Stacy, so smooth.
Oh yeah, Stacy.
Since then, though, for the last 30 years, I've been, her walking MRI machine. So anytime she feels something weird, she's here, and then she grabs my hand and puts it on the spot. What do you say? And
Okay, well,
I'm like,
okay, Stacy.
I was doing something else, just to let you know.
What-
But it worked out because quite recently she had a tumor that was growing in one of her breasts.
Okay.
And I saw that as a black spot. And she went to the doctor and they confirmed it. And then she had surgery and had it removed. But it was a partial mastectomy that would have become much worse cancerous wise if I hadn't done it first. So
So does that? I hope that answers your question, Courtney. I guess it's where you're comfortable. Where's your comfortable level to give something like that? Because not everybody's ready to receive a message like that. It can be tough.
And I've made mistakes along the way too by saying things out loud that really are none of my business. Or
he scares the shit out of me all the time. This guy, he's like, "Why don't you call me?" I'm like, I'll call Stacy, but when I see Stacy calling, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like, oh, this is not bad.
We love our Stacy. We
love him. I do love him.
do.
But
we do love Stacy.
It is pretty impressive. Some of this is very impressive.
Yeah.
Some of the
crazy
he has shared my way, and the other way around a couple times, I will have to say.
Yeah. I do love that. Joseph F is asking, have you ever had to deal with an aggressive spirit that wants to talk? And you're like, no way. Do they continue to talk to you, or do they respect your space, Stacy?
I've had aggressive spirits, but only in the trickster sense, where, because a lot of spirits will tell you, like Edgar Cayce remedies, you need to chew on this bark in order to get rid of your toothache kind of stuff. A lot of Edgar Cayce remedies fall under that kind of thing, and they work, but spirits will tell you these similar kinds of things. Asshole spirits will try and tell you to do stuff that is beyond ridiculous. And once you get that, you can just say, yeah, I'm not doing that. Piss off. And they become discouraged quite quickly because they're just there for the entertainment. They're not there to actually help anyone. Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting. Sam is making this comment, and I think that's how for a lot of us, and I will say, Sam, from from my personal opinion here, I do highly recommend, and I'm not just saying this to push his courses, but I will say Stacy's form of classes. Dee Dee has taken a couple, or at least the remote viewing. I know that Danny has, Rob has, I have. I will tell you, working with Stacy in his Udemy courses, and I think, Stacy, I even reached out and told you this. It's like it's a recorded class, and it's like just right what you're seeing right now. It's Stacy just talking to you. You literally feel like he is talking just to you. You there, like I said to Stacy, I'm like, dude, is this normal? Because it's like you and I just had this weird, like our eyes locked, and you really feel like you forget it's recorded. You think you're like in this live moment. And he's like, yes, this is normal. But I understand what she's asking here, because for some people that are discovering and kind of, I hate to use this term because it's a little bit of a buzzword right now, but waking up to, what we really are supposed to be here, it can be it's a little scary if you don't have somebody you can talk to that you trust to lead you, at least, maybe not lead, to be there or to guide you at least into some gentle transitioning. I think your courses are an amazing way to do that, Stacy, but do you have any advice for something like that?
Well, the awakening that you're talking about is just paying attention to the things that are actually coming into your brain. We've spent the majority of our lives ignoring the vast majority of information that comes into our brain. Our brain, our ego, the waking state mind, has very low bandwidth. Because it's operating everything that you do, your motor movements of your hands, your talking, your reading, your eyes, your ears, taste, smell, all of these senses are being governed from the waking state, ego side of your brain. And it literally has very limited bandwidth. In panic situations, it will start to reduce the amount of bandwidth of these other things. Your peripheral vision will start to tunnel out, and you can only see what's directly in front of you because your brain can't process all of the information while still in a panic state. The adrenaline's running through your system, all this stuff. What the awakening is going beyond your waking state, your ego, and tapping into the subconscious or the unconscious, depending on what you want to say. That has a much larger bandwidth of information that it collects and can be more profound when you actually sift through what is real and what is imagination. That paying attention is the awakening, because you realize that you're actually getting stuff that's real. It's not just imagination, it's real data, that you're perceiving. And how do you tap into that? How do you get that?
And that's part of the remote viewing course, right? And it's part of making sense of your senses, thanks to Stacy. Weird things happened with me after just studying Stacy's materials for a solid few weeks there. And I'd put my money on it. I certainly would, to the point where we've created events around the things I've learned from Stacy. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, it is. I love this stuff.
The border, or the gatekeeper between the two, is, in psychology, they call it the limen. It's where we get the word subliminal. The things that are below that are where all of this vast warehouse of information is at. And there's still a lot of debate on whether it's something that is kept inside the brain or whether it's streamed live to the vast database that is the universe itself. We don't really.
I love this. See, we've got so much stuff to ask Stacy. I think this is going to be. I love this, and everybody's eating it up, Stacy. Like you're gonna be an instant hit. I'm kind of digging this question from Dee Dee, because you bring up psychometry, and what you did with your wife, but. So she's seeing people say, don't sell your items or clothes because people can use them for magic. Is that a thing? And if it is, and if the answer is yes, can you clear yourself of that energy before? And how do you do that? And that does freak me out, because we have our own, I have a deeper understanding as to creating some magic out there, bindings or unbindings, whatever those correct terms are. So when somebody does have something from you, how can you protect yourself? I mean,
again, I come back to the Florida water. Florida water is an excellent neutralizing agent. You put it in your bath. You can cleanse yourself spiritually just by dropping a little bit of splash of the Florida water into your bath. You put it in your laundry, when you wash your clothes. It takes that away. You can put it on your floors. If you mop your floors, put it in that, and it cleanses the floors of, if you have a lot of foot traffic into your place. In Miami, people use it for every night when they clean the floors, when they close the stores, simply because of the amount of foot traffic that comes through, stuff sticks, and they don't want that to stay. So every day when they open up, it's like a brand new store. The energy that whatever walked in doesn't stay. So it's and then Florida water is just the concentrated version of flowers. It's got some other stuff in there, cinnamon and alcohol, rubbing alcohol, but
so just a dash in so like if you did buy clothing, or if you were about to send clothing to somebody, if you were to wash it with you said just a bit of the flower water or Florida water with your regular, it just help. So what about an item? Would it be the same thing, rubbing it in your hands and sort of doing a little over the item?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in a pinch, you don't even have to use the Florida water. if you go, they sell carnations everywhere, a bundle of carnations for like a couple bucks. You can use the bundle of carnations like a broom and sweep and wipe things down with the flowers, and it has the same effect. It takes all the cobwebs with it, and then you just break the stems and throw it away, and bada bing.
Carnations in like specifically, does that need to be carnations?
No,
Is it because they're just
flower.
cheap?
They're just cheap.
They're just cheap.
They're
okay.
Yeah, they have them everywhere. You don't have to buy roses or anything like that because you get the same effect from carnations.
Right, Dee Dee? Like, so if even in a bind, if you wanted to do that to yourself,
right?
This whole concept of it being a swifter for the spiritual world, so to speak.
In seances, or what they call misas, if somebody who's brand new walks in the door, never had the experience of anything like this before, and they're just kind of like with someone, and they're in the seance, and all of a sudden they get mounted, which is another word for possessed by spirits. That's the first thing that the person who's running the seance will do. Will grab flowers that are usually sitting on the altar and almost whip them with the flowers. They're trying to break that connection, and they'll usually snap out of it pretty quick. And then you just, like I said, break the stems and throw them on the ground, and the possession goes away. It's relatively simple. You just have to recognize this is what's going on. This person is now mounted, and there are telltale signs of when that actually happens, and it has nothing to do with like climbing the walls or spinning pea soup or anything like that.
Right. And I would assume, so Gina, I would say he's saying any flowers. So to me, what I'm hearing though is when you're done with that particular ritual, break those stems. Do you need to break them right off and toss?
Yeah. Because you still got the connection on the flowers to the person. As soon as you break the stems, you break the connection.
Okay.
So this is the one thing, right? Stacy just knows his shit so well that he will just run through all the steps and something like that, which is very important. It's good that you pick that up because breaking those stems is very it's what I learned. So when you watch Stacy, it's just also natural and it flows straight out of him, right down everything, right? Because he'll tell you, I've called him 100 times on different things, like, okay, now I'm supposed to do. So it's just, but so my quick question is, as you're doing this, Stacy, like I would assume it's just not this, mechanical thing, just, okay, I'm going to rub flour. There has to be some intent involved, correct?
Oh yeah. And there's, actually words that are said too. A lot of times I don't speak Spanish. So a lot the Latin group, they start saying things in Spanish, and I'm like, I have no idea what they just said, but they said it with conviction. So that kind of thing where it's like, get out or, control the instrument, because your person can hear, they're just not really comprehending what's happening. When you get mounted, it's a really odd sensation. And you don't really know what's going on at the time. So you kind of need a little coach on the side saying, you're fine, take control, be in control. So.
As you can see, there are times that Rob and I are about 15-year-old boys. We can't help ourselves.
I'm going back to Nolans, which, Stacy did kind of talk to me about coming to a seance, and now I'm a lot less worried.
You'll have a coach on the side, so that's good.
Coach, and you might get mounted. I'm like, well, maybe next trip.
It sounds like fun. It all sounds like fun.
You can't ever know, and if I don't say it first, as a disclaimer, if it does happen, then they get really pissed. Why didn't you tell me that could happen? And I'm like, well, I didn't think they would actually choose you for that, any reason. But I had a roommate that happened to, and he was a complete skeptic. He thought everything was horseshit. This is, not real. I don't care. And I was like, well, why don't you come to the seance and tell me whether it is worth shit? And because he was going by the whole Houdini idea of what all these seances are all about, and he thought it was like that. And I'm like, no, it's not anything like that. And he wanted to prove to me that I was wrong, and I wanted to prove to him that he was wrong. And as we were sitting there, he got mounted by his older dead brother that I didn't even know was dead. And it was after that, he moved out, and I hadn't talked to him much since. So it was one of these things where I'm like, I kind of have to ease into this is what happens, and this is kind of, it could, but probably not.
Yeah. Always warn about pre-mounting. That would be great, Stacy. Thank you for that.
Well, I learned since usually it's the skeptics that get it the hardest. It's the paradigm shift that Ted want them to get. So if you're a skeptic, I really have pity for you, but
I'm so sorry, Stacy. We adore you.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we do. But honestly, guys, are you guys excited? Like, ask Stacy stuff. This shit's happening, and it's gonna happen right here on the Get Haunted Network. He is a wealth of knowledge. Stacy, you already have 2 shows that want to book you for an interview, as long as they know you were ours first.
Yeah.
You belong to us. You are a part of our cult. So we will hook you up there. I know, right, Dee? I'm sorry. It's funny. I thank you, Dee, because we can't help ourselves.
I had the choice to use the word mounted or possessed. And
Stacy's not stupid.
No, he's not. Stacy, he's been looking for the rules. He's been trying to figure out the rules of the show, and he's like, you know what? I'm going with mounted because I hear these 2 all the time. So, but we're excited, Stacy, for you to share your knowledge and help guide some here on the side and in the network, because I think, again, 2024 feels like a level up year, Stacy. It feels like a level up year, and you will help us with that. That is, you're such a great person to add to this. And we have all learned so much. I need to sit down and focus. I don't suffer from ADHD, but boy, with all this stuff that's like all this new stuff that has kind of fallen in my lap, it's been hard to hunker down on one thing. I still have my book of mediums right there that I need to settle in, and now I've got the Buddha and the Badass. There's so much for me to take in. And before we go here, is there a way, like, how do you just go, okay, I'm just going to pick one? And look, I'm all about picking a corner. I am. You pick a corner and you start cleaning. But when there's so much that's calling to you, how do you just go, okay, I just have to sit with this?
Well, usually for me, I go until my eyes glaze over, and then I shift gears, because that's how I remember things. And it's what they train you in school anyway. You go from gym class to math class, because it just shifts gears throughout the day. Yeah, if you try and do one thing too hard, you don't retain anything. So you have to let yourself shift gears.
I love that. Shift gears, folks. So we're going to get with Stacy, and he's going to let us know what he feels drawn to do. We are open, Stacy, to your schedule of how you would like to share Ask Stacy stuff. But I think it's going to be well received. People are going to love this. And if you want to learn more about Stacy, go check out udemy.com, and you can find Stacy Talent right there with all his amazing courses. I cannot speak highly enough about them. Rob, you love the remote viewing. Dee really enjoyed the remote viewing. Learning to Communicate with the Dead is an incredible course. And I'm telling you, it is well worth what you're going to pay. Like, it's, first of all, it's affordable. It's not expensive. It's affordable for all. It's an amazing spend of time, and you will feel like you are getting a personal one-on-one with Stacy. So go check out udemy.com. Right? It is, remote viewing is a blow your mind sort of class. Truly. So we will be sure to post up on social media when Stacy is going to start doing this live with each and every one of you. Stacy, we love when you pop on. I always learn so much just from little chats.
Well, we can do it anytime. The only bad time is really 6 o'clock Central Time in the evening, because my wife comes home and then the dogs go ape shit. Other than that,
so not 6 o'clock, folks.
Central, which
Central.
is like
Central.
That doesn't exist on Eastern Time, by the way. So that's
Yeah.
like
Well,
Eastern. We'll work it out. If
we
Stacey
will.
needs a producer, one of us will produce, or both. And we're gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna get him going, but it's happening soon as we have now kind of battened down the hatches for the winter. We're gonna get hot on Stacey's Ask Stacey stuff.
We're getting hot on Stacey's ass. That's what's happening.
Ask Stacey stuff. Yes, that.
Yeah.
Get hot on it.
That. So guys, he is a great producer. Look at that. You got a compliment.
No, thanks, Dee. I'm okay. I'm doing. I now have producer headphones.
Yeah, he's official now, Dee. You'll be very proud of him. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Now Danny's telling you you're a great producer.
Thank you.
Does that mean I need to follow suit there? He is a great producer.
I'll teach you a few things.
Thanks. I appreciate that. So yes. So guys, don't forget, you have a little time left to get that hoodie. That all profits go right to Haunts for the Homeless. We will be having Christina and Jeff on soon, so you guys can meet the two beautiful souls behind this amazing charity, helping the homeless right there in Connecticut and Rhode Island. $48 with shipping, small all the way to 5X. Get your order in here in the next, really, you got about another week and a half, and then we're going to get that first batch out. But that's not going to be all. We'll have some more things coming, and this won't be the only time you'll see this hoodie. We want to make sure that we're helping them out throughout the cold season, throughout the holiday season, when everybody needs a little extra love. Yeah. Teach me all things, Rob. Do you really want to know that, Jenny? Do you want all things, Rob? Don't know. Don't know about that. She does. She do.
I need an ego boost today.
Aw.
I do. A little more. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Dee.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody loves Rob. Oh my God. How many times do you need to hear that? Everybody loves Rob.
Not everybody.
Well, they don't count. They don't count. Stacey, thank you again for your time. We appreciate you, and we look forward to 2024 with you. Well, the rest of 2023 and all of 2024 with you and doing big things. Also, everybody on the side, like always, we see you, we appreciate you, and we certainly love you. And we look forward to our Wednesdays with each and every one of you. Guys, if you have things to share, get over now to the Get Haunted Network public page and share it so we can share it with all of our friends on our pages. So get over there, share away. What was this?
Saying share. That's share.
Yeah, share. Everybody share. Guys on the side, we love you, and we don't have any more shows. Are we going live any other time this week, Rob?
Not this week. Next week, Seek with Your Soul.
Next week, Seek with Your Soul.
We might get a hair up our butts and be like, we're bored. Let's talk to our friends.
That's not why we talk to our friends, because we're bored. We just like to talk to our friends. Sometimes we just like to chit chat with them. So that's it. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week, and we will check you guys on Monday, Paranormally Lawn, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
That's right.
All right.
I'll be there.
All right. Peace out.